The numbers we're about to show you prove that in the fourth quarter of 2020, we're going to see hyperinflation. And this is what it means for Bitcoin.
Today for the Bitcoin price with DaVinci J15, we will be talking about Bitcoin, guys, because right now we can see Bitcoin was going below the threshold DaVinci J15 mentioned here in this last video here. And right now the question is, of course, was this already the end and we will see a crazy bounce for Bitcoin, or is this the start for a severe downtrend for Bitcoin all the way down here to the levels of 6,000 US dollars? We will be talking about that, but even more important is the second part of the video, guys, because I can promise you the house is on fire. We will show you economic data, guys, and this is my promise, hands down, which will completely blow your mind. The Atlanta Fed just gave out here this prediction for the GDP to decline by 42%, and this is 18 times worse, guys. Listen to this. 18 times worse than in the last financial crisis in 2008. We will be talking about that, and we will be telling you why this means that the hyperinflation is coming much sooner than expected, and why the house is completely on fire right now. Guys, make sure you take a seat. There are timestamps in the description down below, and watch this video all the way through. And right now I really want to come to the most important question of today. DaVinci J15, how are you doing today, my man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. How you doing over there in, was it Thailand, right?
Yes, Thailand, not Indonesia, it's Thailand. I'm doing very well. I'm drinking juices the whole day, making content. So I'm very excited. And man, what I'm not excited about is the economic data we are facing right now. Not only, because of Bitcoin is going down, but this economic data, it's crazy actually. And I can't wait to talk about that, because I cannot phrase it in words how crazy it is. We will put it into a big picture and let the people understand why this is actually, in fact, proven to be 12 times worse than what we saw in 2008. So guys, make sure you stick here until the end. This is maybe even more important than the TA on Bitcoin right now. But yes, thank you so much for asking me, DaVinci. I'm doing well. Maybe we can pull up the charts and see what your magic TA has to say before we go into the economic data, which is horrifying.
Yes. Okay. Well, as you can see, there's something here that I told you. If the market is like actually smiling at you, it's ready to take your money, and looks like it's like winking at you, like. So it looks like if we break, obviously we have to break all the way down here at the 8,000 level. But unfortunately, if we do break that, and let me just undo that, right? So we do break that. So, and then we take this line here from the top to the bottom, right? And it goes all the way to the $6,000 level. Oh my God, no. But yeah, the 61.8 is probably the next target if we break this 8,100 level. So, I mean, we don't have to break it, but if we do, that's where we're going.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the case. Looking at the shorter time frame, right, we do have like a nice head and shoulders pattern. If it completes here, we could head back up to the 9,500 before we actually dump down. Of course, we'd have to break through this trend line. As you can see, we had struggled a little bit on the 5-minute at the trend line, but not much. And then it was like, see ya. Right? So they look for a little bit of struggle as we come back to the trend line, and then head up to 9,500 before we actually roll over. There's no trade for me as yet, and I haven't said, I'm not sure where we would go if we wanted to trade this at this point, because it's kind of like spooky at this moment, because there's a lot of chop here. So it's going to be difficult for you to get your set your stop losses. Maybe setting your stop loss here, you're probably going to get chopped out, and then there could be a whole other pattern. This is a 5-minute. Anything can happen, so you can't really count on it. Yes. Moving up the ladder. Let's just move up the ladder. Might as well, to see what else we see there. Nice little Wing pattern again, just like the head and shoulders. Right, we can see here this thing, if it just breaks a little bit higher, and it looks like it wants to break the 13 EMA, we're heading up to the 9,400, 9,500 level easily, just to test before we break down again. So if you really want to set the break on a breakout, you could possibly, I don't do the breakout trades, but if you wanted to do a breakout trade, you can wait until it breaks the 9,100 level, set your stop loss here, and go to the 90, let's say 9,500, and that gives you a risk to reward 1.88%. It's not so bad. I prefer 2 to 1, but yeah, that's what you should. That's a decent percentage. You're going to lose 2%, and you're going to get a possible 1.88% times your money. So that's not so bad. I like that.
Thank you so much for that. Everyone who's interested in that trading setup, I will share it in the Telegram group here down below. If you scroll down to the pinned comment, you will find our free Telegram group where we are sharing these trading setups every now and then. But of course, guys, always zoom out, look into the bigger picture. Even looking at the potential price decline to $6,000, which is in alignment with the measured move, which is in alignment with the 61.8, and which is also in alignment with the 200-week moving average, which we of course want to hold. Even if you are zooming out from that, we will be still here in this bull trend after we hit 3.8k, and we can still see a very bullish 2020, guys. So don't freak out completely here. For me personally, right now it is in no trading zone. I closed the trade on Phemex. On Bybit, right now it's slightly non-profitable here, full disclosure, whereas on Phemex I'm very happy that I took profits there at the $9,500 levels, also as you suggested it before. But with all this noise here on Bitcoin, if we put this aside, it is very important also to look at the economic data and at the financial markets, because this is also directly applicable for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the solution for all the fraud we are seeing here coming from the Federal Reserve. And I do want to pull up these charts here, Da Vinci, before I ask you for your opinion. Guys, this is my promise. This will completely blow your mind. Watch it all the way through, because only if we put it into perspective, you can understand how crazy this is. Da Vinci has dropped this link here to me. The GDP could decline by 42% by the second quarter, according to the Atlanta Fed. So this is coming from the Atlanta Fed. And if any, this number can be higher than this, but most probably this number is pretty accurate. And if you think about a GDP decline, so the GDP measures like all the goods and services being produced and traded within the economy, it is actually, the GDP is a measurement of how wealthy and healthy an economy is. And if we can see this declining by 42% within 1 quarter, let me put this into perspective. Let's go back here to 2008. In 2008, we have seen an annual change of minus 2.5% in a whole year. And now we can see an 18 or 17 or 18 fold of that only within a quarter. Guys, this is crazy. And let me remind you, what is the definition of a hyperinflation? If the monetary base is being expanded by a multiple of what we can see from the GDP, then we can see a very high likelihood of us going into a hyperinflation. And as a last statistic here, I want to show you this. This is the US national debt as a percentage of the nominal GDP. And we can see this not only being at an all-time high, we can see the percentage increase here month on month, actually also being on an all-time high. And what we cannot see right now is the numbers for the next quarter. Because if the GDP goes down by 40%, 42%, and the national debt, which actually increases by $200,000 per minute, goes up even more until the next quarter, then we can see this percentage number here being somewhere around 200%, guys. This is completely unprecedented. And with all this keeping in mind right now, I want to go back to the face mode here, to DaVinci J15, and I want to ask you, what do you think? What does that mean for everyone watching right now, whether he's living in the United States, in Europe, or wherever? What does that mean here for the purchasing power, for the financial markets, for the economy? And maybe as an ending point, what does it mean for Bitcoin?
Well, wow, yes, that's incredible. If you take the previous quarter's GDP and you add them together, because this is like per quarter, you're talking about almost a 50% decline. And if we're going to have a 50% decline in GDP, that image that you showed us with 120% debt to ratio, debt to GDP will just skyrocket. to like more than double once the GDP numbers come out for next quarter. It's going to be unprecedented. And in order for the Federal Reserve to bail us out of this particular predicament, they're going to need to do like 10 times as much printing as they did last time. And you know what? You heard the stories back then. They had secretly printed $13 trillion out the back door from the Federal Reserve, and they only admitted that deep into the recession. So they're going to need to do something like 10x of that. That's hyperinflationary.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's clear as day what's coming down the pipe. You know, as you can see, right, what's going on with Bitcoin. A lot of people are taking large chunks of Bitcoin off of the exchanges. Why are they doing that? Well, I think those people have some inside information to say, hey, wait a second, those things are connected to banks. Banks are going to have a bank holiday sometime soon. I'm going to get get my assets out of those exchanges. I think you should do the same as well. And I think there will be a time where we need to stop trading on Bybit and all those other exchanges, because those things will stop. They'll cut them off and say, okay, no more. And you won't be able to withdraw your Bitcoin. You won't be able to withdraw your cash. So make sure you have your Bitcoins on your possession, because if they decide to confiscate, it's easier for them to confiscate it from an exchange.
Yes, not your keys, not your Bitcoin. If it is your keys, if you have it in a brain wallet on a piece of paper which is only accessible to you, this is your possession. When you have your Bitcoin on exchanges, whether it's a spot exchange, leverage exchange, this is not your Bitcoin. So the most important advice here is all Bitcoin you are not intending to trade, and you shouldn't be intending to trade your whole portfolio. Your trading portfolio should be a very small fraction. Only this small fraction should be on exchanges. Whatever Bitcoin you are not intending to trade, you should hold on your own private keys. Thank you so much for that, Da Vinci. It's a very important takeaway. And I really want to say, man, the house is on fire. Don't look at the media. They will not be telling it to you, because if they tell it to you, you go to the bank and you withdraw your cash. And then we can see all the banks crumbling down. And they, of course, want to expand that as far out as possible, because no one wants to see the system crumbling down when he's still like the president, or when he's still like the secretary of treasury or whatever. So of course they do not want to tell you guys, but we are here to tell you right now, the house is on fire, and we can see the economic numbers being worse than ever before, maybe even worse than the within the economic in the financial depression here 100 years ago. So thank you so much for that, Da Vinci. This episode was extremely important, especially the second part of today. And oh, now you're back. There was a quick disconnection here. So thank you so much for that, Da Vinci. And yes, everyone who wants to learn more about that, make sure you join our Telegram group. It is in the pinned comment. Make sure you also join the free Glassnode account. There is a link here in the description. And if you click this specific link here, you can put in your email address and your password, and you get a free on-chain Glassnode account. Make sure you make an account. Free is free, guys. And of course, you can upgrade it, but you can get already a lot of data here completely for free. And I really wanted to ask you, Da Vinci, do you have any updates to share also on Pandora's Wallet? I know even though you have a quarantine over there, you are working there day and night on this amazing product.
Yes, exactly. So right now we're still working on the product, and we're having lots of fun in the chat group. So if you want to join us there, if you subscribe to Pandora's Wallet, even for 1 month, you'll be joining us in the chat group. You can see what it's all about, see what my portfolios like, and you see what I'm buying, what I'm selling, and so forth, and what I'm trading. So yeah, we'll have lots of fun, and I'll answer whatever questions you have right away. I'm in the chat group every single day to answer everybody's questions, sometimes even twice a day. So yeah, if you want to subscribe, link in the description below.
Yes, I will put it very, very far to the top, so it's very easy to find for you guys. Make sure you scroll down. Telegram group, Glassnode link, completely free account. Da Vinci J15's amazing wallet with the access also to his private Telegram group. Make sure you check all of that out. Thank you so much for watching in that extremely important episode here, showing the unprecedented numbers of the economy. And yes, there's nothing else to say but this one question to Da Vinci J15, if you have any last words to share before we wrap up today's episode.
Yeah, always play from the position of strength and don't get wrecked.
Do not get wrecked, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see each other very soon at the next one of MMCrypto. Make sure you scroll down and you also smash the like button for that video. And yes, that being said, guys, make sure you click also the subscription box here, right here, and also the Bybit tutorial right there if you haven't watched it already. And we will see each other very soon at the next one of MMCrypto today or tomorrow here on our channel. And as always, guys, as always, bye-bye.